Welcome back. Before the break, I asked how much money was made in legal marijuana sales last year. Is it $420 million, $2.8 billion, $6.7 billion, or 930 American dollars? The answer is $6.7 billion. That includes both medical and recreational marijuana. I know, you've done both kinds tonight. How dare you? One of the latest groups strongly advocating for medical use of weed is current and former NFL players. Many of those players claim pot is a lot safer and healthier for a post-game pain management than pills or even alcohol. Today on Capitol Hill, Colorado Democratic Congressman Jared Polis hosted an event featuring medical experts, analysts, and business leaders, all advocating for the legalization of recreational marijuana on a federal level. And he is here, Jared Polis, an advocate for the use of cannabis instead of opioids, something those NFL players are very much in favor of. He joins me now. Welcome back, Congressman Polis.
Hi, Kennedy.
So let's talk about this a little bit. What did you discuss at your medical expo, and did you touch on areas of pain management that some of the NFL players were talking about?
What a great thing, by the way, over $6 billion away from criminal cartels and gangs into legitimate businesses. What a great thing. But, you know, look, our country has a very dangerous way of handling pain. There's very little in between the ibuprofens of the world and hardcore addictive opioids, which is the main cause of the heroin epidemic. What we find is that for some patients in managing pain, marijuana can work. Far less addictive, far safer than prescription opioids. Yeah,
and it's interesting because the more research they do on various strains of marijuana, they find they can take the THC out and leave what are called the CBDs in, which allow for anti-inflammatory and pain management. But you're absolutely right about that. I mean, if you think of the gulf between Vicodin and Advil, you know, there's really not much there, and it's perfectly legal for NFL players to go and use OxyContin, but they cannot use marijuana.
Yeah, isn't that strange? They have to go right to a much more dangerous, addictive compound and bypass one that is far less addictive. You know, states that have medical marijuana have 25% less opioid overdose deaths. And frankly, I think that's a big part of it, is people are smart and they're realizing that rather than risk getting hooked on some of those prescription opioids that too many doctors hand out like candy, they should try something like marijuana first to see if it works.
And in some places, that's what people have done, because when you do get addicted to pills and those prescriptions run out because of various pieces of well-intended legislation, people can't afford it. They can't afford pills in the black market, so they go and find heroin on the street, which is much cheaper, but then that's laced with elephant tranquilizers that can kill you and is almost undetectable. Now, you have flirted with running for governor of the state of Colorado, and I spoke with one of the founders of Project SAM a couple weeks ago, who was telling me that Colorado has devolved into a bulging hellhole, where there's so much weed that people are basically drugged up zombies, and kids are being taken to emergency room for marijuana overdoses almost every day.
You know, that's some other Colorado, Kennedy, than the one that I'm from and the one that I serve. Underage use is down in our state. We've generated hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue. Rather than dealing with marijuana as a criminal issue, we approach medical marijuana and marijuana abuse as a health issue. I mean, let's have a discussion in our communities, but let's also recognize that adults are fully competent to make their own decisions about whether they want to use alcohol or tobacco or marijuana, as long as they do so responsibly. So I think that person who spoke to you probably hasn't been to Colorado anytime recently, but I'd certainly invite them and you to come by, because that certainly isn't the Colorado that I live in.
No, and if you're going to make the choice to put something in your body, it's better to be able to walk into a dispensary and know the milligrams, know the dosage, and the suggested use, because it's much more dangerous to roll the dice and pick up something on the street, you know, which really forces you to be a criminal. Keep us posted on your gubernatorial run and all things freedom. Thanks again, Congressman Polis.
Thanks, Kennedy.